Oh, y'all don't have to go. Well, we make this short.
Kelvin, at times shots weren't falling, but you guys were able to
Win the game, Joseph. This is not a funeral house. We are 25-3 and 12-3. This time of year, the last thing you do is evaluate them. First of all, let's give some credit to Wes and his bunch. You know, they're a tough matchup. You know, every time we've played them, it's been a tough matchup. You know, they're 7 foot, 6'11", 6'11", 6'8", 6'6", 6'6". Their size is a factor. Now, we've had success, but they're a tougher matchup for us than some other schools that may be rated higher because of their defense and their rebounding. They're a really good defensive team, and they're a really good rebounding team. But that being said, with around 17 minutes left in the game, we're up 17. You know, I mean, with 3 minutes to go in the game, we're up 13. But if you'd asked me before the game what is my biggest concern was the emotional high of Texas, the emotional high 3 nights later of Iowa State, and then again against Baylor. These kids are human beings. I could tell in shoot-around today we just didn't have a lot of pop. Our kids are, I don't think it's the physical exhaustion, it's the mental, emotional of going through what they just went through. And I was worried about that in this game, but I thought we came out great. We're certainly prepared. We went up, I think, I don't remember what our biggest lead was the first half, but 12. So we're up 12. Our defense was outstanding. Was awesome. We just couldn't make shots. You know, I think we had 3 of our 4 guards at halftime was 3 for 17. You know, all the shots that Maul's made in, say, the Texas Tech game or the Iowa State game, you know, they just didn't fall tonight. But we kept guarding, and so look forward to getting some bodies rested, getting some minds rested, getting some injured guys treatment, and get them back ready to go Thursday so we can play Saturday.
Jumping off of that down the stretch when they got within 6, all the things that you mentioned, was that a factor, or did you see things that allowed them?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I mean, we made some stupid plays. You know, we just made some plays that we're trying to get the game over instead of making the right play. I mean, they were trapping, which means that they were out of position. Look how many times we got the ball to J1 at the free throw line, which is where we want to get the ball, and then we're 2-on-1. We got one guy in between 2. Twice we threw it to him instead of throwing it to the rim or making the right play. We just made some boneheaded plays there. That's all it was. You can't do that. But I mean, we can sit here and talk about our negative stuff all you want. Did we not win? I was just wondering. Okay, just double check it.
Yeah. Kelvin, JVA's ability to disrupt on defense and move laterally. I mean, how big is that for you guys? You know, defense.
He's always been good at that, Chris. His athleticism had to grow with his experience. You know, JVA didn't grow up 4, 5, 6, 7 years old playing basketball like a lot of kids. You know, he didn't start playing until later. And so his coordination, his confidence, being comfortable in a role was always going to be slower than someone else. But that's why we made a commitment to JVA. You know, we thought that if he doesn't play this year, then when is he going to play? You know, and we saw enough in him to know. But if we could get him to January, we thought he was going to be pretty good. We thought there'd be some growing pains in November, maybe even some in now. And what are we, 25-3? First place in the Big 12, and he's our starting center. He's a big reason why.
Jamal, they kind of beat you up today, but you stayed composed. You kept your team composed. Talk about what you kind of told the guys, even though things wasn't going right early, but y'all were defending and locking down.
We're used to beating each other up in practice, so that was just a physical game. And, there's a lot of physical games in the Big 12. We had a quick turnaround from Baylor. I think everybody's head was in the right place. Like Coach said, we just made a lot of dumb mistakes that we're not used to making. So, we fought back. We got a dub, and we're happy that we got a win, and we're just trying to move on to the next one.
Kelvin, you guys have obviously accomplished a lot in the last 5-6 years. Have you started to think about what winning a Big 12 title would just mean for this program?
No. I mean, do you want me to expound on that, or just yes or no? No, I haven't thought about that. It's a grind, man. The highs and lows of the season. I was thinking today, when I was drawing up some things that I wanted to do tonight, how great it would have to be to have the guy that we had from June until December, Terrence Arsenault. Be nice to have Terrence. And then the guy that replaced Terrence, Ramon Walker. Be really nice to have Ramon. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. We've got to figure some things out. J1, still nursing the knee. You can tell he didn't have his normal pop tonight. JVA got tired, but JoJo, he's got a right ankle issue, so we're just beat up. That's why I said that to Joseph. Joseph asked me about this play or that play. I'm more worried about my roster right now than I am about a turnover. And how much did we win? Won by 8. Some benign turnover at the end of the game that we won by 8. I could care less right now. I'm more worried about my roster.
Skillings was scoreless till like the last 5 or 6 minutes. Was he an emphasis this time around?
No, I don't think that had to do with anything other than just the way we normally play. I think he deserves the credit for continuing to play hard. Give him credit for that. Our kids got up 17, then we get up 13. Some of our guys just stopped playing. He didn't. He deserves credit for that. So did Lott. I know Lott has struggled. Locken, I'm sorry. I was thinking about my guy said. But Locken, I know has struggled a little bit this year. I thought he was great tonight. We were beaten on Cincinnati for most of the night, and then we stopped. But here's where I would be proud if I was Wes's team. They didn't stop. They kept playing hard, and I think that's something to hang your hat on. So I might have been a little bit disappointed in my team the last 2 or 3 minutes, but if I'm Wes, I'm really, really, and that's what I'm talking about in that locker room and tomorrow when we practice or whenever we meet again, is that that's something to be proud of. We've won the amount we've won at here because of that, because of our culture over the years. And I know that Cincinnati has had very similar culture and very similar success over the years, too.
Time for a few more. We'll go in the back to Terrence, please.
Hey, Jamal, this is for you. What does it say about this team? I mean, to be able to kind of win these type of grinding type games, and how does this perhaps prepare you guys for, what's to come down the road?
The beginning of the season, LJ went through a slump. Emmanuel's going through a slump. J1, now it's me a little bit. I think our biggest attribute to each other is each other. We overcome each other by just, continue playing hard and just taking up for one another. LJ had a really good night tonight, and he took up a lot for me. So I think just us continuing to help one another when one is down, I think that's just our biggest attribute going forward, and that's just how we're gonna keep going here in March.
Jamal, when your shot's not falling, just how do you go about, still impacting the game and impacting winning?
I try to be the best defensive player on the floor, and I have a lot of guys that can score around me. Like I said, LJ had a really good night. Tried to find him a lot. Found Eman a couple times. Found Juan a couple times. My shot's not falling, but I'm not the offense. We have 4 other guys out there, so just try to get them involved and then try to be the best I can on defense.
Kelvin, second game without Ramon, perhaps not the best game in terms of how you wanted to sub and stuff, but in practice, have you sort of started to figure out how you...
I mean, we beat Baylor without him on the road.
Right,
So
the second.
obviously that's a glimpse into what we can be. I just think if you were to ask Wes, he would say, I mean, they don't have anybody out with injury, so he's got great depth. But I bet some of his guys are banged up, though. Our issue is we lost 2 guys for the year. That's happened around here, before. But nobody makes excuses about that stuff. We're certainly not going to hang our heads. We're just going to figure it out. I mean, we got 3 games left. It's like Adam said, we got a chance, and that's all it is. We have a chance to win the Big 12. And so that's our goal. We'd like to win the Big 12 because we have a chance. Most teams don't have a chance, but there's some that do. We're one of them. But I know the training room will be really, really busy tomorrow. Thank God we got one of the better trainers in the country, and also one of the better sports performance coaches in John Houston and Alan Bishop. But we'll get our guys right. This has been a tough stretch emotionally, beating Texas, beating Iowa State, winning at Baylor, and then with a short turnaround coming here tonight. That's a tough stretch for anybody. But I'm proud of our guys. I'm really, really proud of them. I might fuss and cuss at them sometime, but we're 12-3 in the Big 12, and we got a big one on Saturday.
You said JoJo was an ankle?
Yeah, JoJo, I think it's his right ankle. Yeah.
Jamal, thank you very much for your
All right.